My question was, I know we're supposed to tithe and be cheerful givers, and I am, but 50 years later, money still has a hold on me, and give me a pep talk on how I can break free of, tithe, but be more cheerful tither and stop letting money get the best of me.
Well, Jesus said, and I'll just read this out of the King James Bible. Now, this is the New Testament, because people say, oh, tithing is not in the New Testament. It is. And let me read this to you. Woe to you. This is, again, out of the book of Matthew, 23:23. So it's real easy to remember. And we find in the King James Bible, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. You pay tithe of the mint and the anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. Now here it is. These ought you have done, and not leave the other undone. So Jesus said that, we should tithe off of what we have, but don't go light on law, judgment, and mercy. Your thoughts?
Also, Taylor, tithing, giving to the Lord's work. I tell our congregation, God doesn't need your money or mine, but his work does. If we're going to reach the world, it takes money. It just does. And so that said, when it comes to giving to the Lord's work, every time you give, it reminds you of where it came from. It came from God. Every single thing we have, God has allowed us to have it. And so every time you give to his work, every time you give to an offering plate, give to the church of your choice, I hope your own home church, it reminds you of where it came from, and it has a way of breaking that selfish streak in us, in all of us, that wants to hoard everything. And so I don't believe you come under some kind of a curse if you don't tithe. That's Old Testament. I don't believe that's real. I don't see that in the New Testament ever taught that you're coming under a curse. But you do lose an incredible blessing. The Bible says in 2 Corinthians 9:7, every man according as he purposes in his heart, so let him give. Now notice who he starts with, every man. Every man. So every man, every person, according to what he's decided or purposed in his heart, so let him give. Not grudgingly, sour-faced, resenting it with a frown on your face. No, or out of necessity. And I like to add, nor out of wrong manipulation. But yes. Let him be a cheerful giver, because God cares about how we give as much as he cares about how much we give. So, don't let people guilt trip you into giving, manipulate you into giving, give you a bunch of false promises like we see so often on so-called Christian television and
seed
whatnot.
Money.
The televangelists, I hate to say that, yeah, the seed money.
Crazy stuff.
You never know where it goes, and they all get super rich off of it. But anyway, so Taylor, it's a way of just reminding yourself where it came from and breaking that selfish streak, but don't let yourself be guilt-tripped into it. Let it be out of a cheerful heart.
And the book of Malachi says in chapter 3, and see if I won't pour a blessing upon you that you can't contain. God always can do more with a blessed 90%, as an example, than we would ever do with 100%. Now, how does God do that? Oh, many different ways. That piece of glass you almost ran over with your tire. That thing you needed to buy that you needed so badly, you find it at a yard sale for a few dollars. So many things like that in my own personal life, I've seen God do supernaturally, because God knows what we need before we ask. And if God can multiply loaves and fishes, then God can multiply whatever I have to do whatever job he needs to do. Remember, I'm not here for me. I'm here for him. You're not here for you, Taylor. You're here for God. And so the thing is, it is one of the ways that we can see the miracles of God in our life. Because we see, wow, I got a great deal in this. I can't believe I saved, thousands of dollars on this thing that I needed, or, I needed a new hot water heater and someone just gave me a brand new one. They upgraded their house. They added another bedroom. This hot water heater wasn't big enough, so they just gave me. I've seen God do that over and over and over again, how God provides for us. God is the God of miracles. And if one thing, Taylor, we didn't all learn back at Christian Chapel of Walnut was God's amazing provision, because it is absolutely the same God today as then, as Jesus, all the way through the Old Testament. Hope that helps.